The world watched in awe. People from all corners of the globe tuned in, their eyes glued to the screens, their hearts pounding with anticipation. Paris, the City of Lights, was hosting the 2024 Olympics. Excitement filled the air. Athletes trained for years, pushing their limits, dreaming of gold. The city buzzed with energy, its streets alive with the spirit of competition and camaraderie. Dreams were on the line. For many, this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, the culmination of countless hours of hard work, dedication, and sacrifice. Every athlete had a story, a journey filled with challenges and triumphs. Finally, the opening ceremony arrived. The world held its breath, eager to witness the grand spectacle. The stadium was a sea of colors, lights, and sounds, a celebration of human spirit and achievement. It promised to be spectacular. The organizers had spared no expense, ensuring that every moment would be etched in memory. Fireworks lit up the sky, music filled the air, and the crowd roared with excitement. And it was, but not in the way anyone expected. As the ceremony unfolded, a sense of unease began to spread. What was meant to be a celebration turned into something entirely different. Instead of celebrating sport, the ceremony sparked outrage. The audience was left in shock, their cheers turning into murmurs of disbelief. Protests erupted, and the atmosphere grew tense. It mocked the very foundation of Western civilization, Christianity. Symbols and messages that were meant to inspire instead offended. The ceremony took a controversial turn, challenging deeply held beliefs. The world witnessed a blatant attack on faith. Social media exploded with reactions, debates, and discussions. People from different backgrounds and beliefs voiced their opinions, adding to the growing controversy. And the mainstream media barely made a peep. The silence was deafening, leaving many to wonder why such a significant event was being overlooked. The dream of a perfect opening was shattered, replaced by a reality that no one had anticipated. The scene was supposed to be artistic. It backfired spectacularly. Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper was projected onto a giant screen, but instead of apostles, drag queens filled the image. Jesus Christ, our Savior, was reduced to a caricature. This wasn't art, it was mockery. It was an insult to every Christian watching. The message was clear: our faith is a joke, and the elites want us silenced. Christians around the world were outraged. The Catholic Church in France didn't stay silent. They condemned the performance. Bishops called it disgusting and arrogant. Archbishop Charles Scicluna of Malta was heartbroken. He couldn't believe the disrespect. This wasn't just a French problem. The Middle East Council of Churches was furious. They called the display ignorant. This wasn't about tolerance. It was about silencing Christian voices. The backlash wasn't just from religious leaders. Corporate America spoke up. Spire, a major U.S. company, took action. They pulled their Olympic ads. They refused to support this attack on faith. Spire sent a powerful message: we stand with Christians. They put principles above profits. It's time for more corporations to show some backbone. Section 5. Political divide. France grapples with blasphemy. The nation finds itself at a crossroads where cultural and religious sensitivities clash with freedom of expression. The opening ceremony exposed the deep divisions in France. What was meant to be a unifying event turned into a battleground of ideologies. On one side, the far right was furious. They saw the performance as a direct attack on their values and beliefs. Marion Maréchal called it an insult to Christians worldwide. She argued that such acts of blasphemy should not be tolerated in a country with deep Christian roots. She blamed the radical left for pushing an agenda that disrespects traditional values. According to her, this was a deliberate attempt to provoke and divide. On the other side, the left tried to downplay the outrage. They argued that freedom of expression is a cornerstone of French democracy. Jean-Luc Mélenchon, a leftist leader, admitted the performance was mocking. However, he emphasized that satire and criticism are essential in a free society, but he didn't think it was a big deal. To him, the reaction from the right was an overreaction, a distraction from more pressing issues. This is the problem with the left, according to their critics. They believe the left has lost touch with the values that once held the nation together. They've lost all sense of decency, say the critics. As France grapples with these deep-seated issues, the question remains, can the nation find a way to reconcile these differences, or will the divide continue to grow? Section 6. Global outrage. Al-Azhar condemns Paris. The City of Lights, known for its beauty and culture, found itself at the center of a storm of controversy. The outrage wasn't confined to Christian nations. People from all walks of life, from different corners of the globe, took to the streets to voice their discontent. Egypt's Al-Azhar, a leading Islamic institution, condemned the display. This condemnation was significant given Al-Azhar's influence in the Muslim world. They understood the sanctity of Jesus Christ. The reverence for Jesus is not limited to Christianity. He is also a revered prophet in Islam. Even they recognized this blatant disrespect. The display was seen as an affront to religious sentiments, crossing boundaries of faith and respect. This wasn't just about offending Christians, it was a broader issue that touched the core of interfaith harmony and mutual respect. It was about attacking the very foundations of faith. The incident sparked conversations among religious leaders about the importance of respecting all beliefs. The Paris Olympics became a platform for hate. What was meant to be a celebration of unity and sportsmanship turned into a stage for division and discord. The world was watching, and the message was clear. Christianity is under attack. The global audience, glued to their screens, saw the unfolding events with a mix of shock and concern, wondering about the future of religious tolerance. Section 7, Too Little, Too Late. The IOC apologizes. The International Olympic Committee finally issued an apology, but it was too little, too late. The damage was done. They claimed they didn't mean to offend anyone. But their actions spoke louder than words. This wasn't a mistake, it was a deliberate act of hostility. The Olympics are supposed to unite us. Instead, they exposed the growing intolerance of the liberal elite. Faith. Where do we draw the line? The Paris Olympics forced us to ask a difficult question. What happened to respecting faith? The left claims to champion tolerance, but their tolerance only extends to those who agree with them. We have a right to our beliefs. We have a right to be respected. When did mocking Christianity become acceptable? It's time to stand up for our values. We won't be silenced.